Watch PAM people!
You go bring your friends, I go bring my friends, and we friends will all vote together. Cause Sean is the best man for the country, the best leader for we.
What a crowd! Central Bastille, make some noise!
Members and friends of the People's Action Movement! Yeah!
Tonight is the night when we officially start the countdown to the departure of an illegal government and an equally illegal prime minister.
Give me one vote, so Captain, the ship is sinking.
Captain, the ship is sinking.
6, already abandoned ship. They're not staying on it. No, perish slow. Timono.
Just like David in the Bible, I will defeat the Goliath in constituency number 7.
Did they tear down my plans? He said no. I said, Hades, did they tear down my vision? He said no. I said, Hades, did they tear down my commitment to be the best representative for constituency number 3? He said no.
They can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to.
And call me by my name, I am ready to roll.
I will continue to build the community, repair roads, reduce crime, provide housing solutions for so many people in East Bastille who are in need of houses and who have gotten promises after promises by failed representatives.
Strength of a woman.
And the reason why it's grand for sure in number 4 is because I do my work. I run a whole breakfast program out of my pocket.
Champion. This movement is about you. It is about putting you first. That is why we say one people, one movement, under one God, one federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
We voting for Sean Richards, Lord. A man with a plan who cares and understand this election. We going with PAM. We voting Sean Richards, Lord. Go tell everybody he's the best man for we country. Right now we need a strong leader, a man who could make things better. From Sandy Point to Frigate Bay, Sean is the man to lead the way. We just need a caring person.
We have found a son of the soil, one who is willing to sacrifice.
You know, my son's studying law. He finishes next month. I asked him what he gonna do. He said, well, you know, Uncle Chesley is the best lawyer. I'm going with him, but he said, you can't go with him, you have to go into my firm. He said, no, but Chesley the best lawyer.
This afternoon, we are pleased to announce Chesley Hamilton as the candidate for constituency number 8 in the upcoming general elections for the People's Action Movement.
There can be no war in constituency number 8 once Chesley will be caught in the crossfire.
I don't know if you understand why Chesley Hamilton always wears a hat. The hat is a symbol of PAM.
It was Martin Luther King who said, "It is not where you stand in time of comfort and convenience. The ultimate measure of a man is where you stand in time of challenge and controversy."
Titles mean nothing. Representation is what counts.
This is your White House. This is your White House.
This constituency office represents a building where the people of Central Bastille should be able to come and dialogue with the representative, the Honorable Jonelle Powell.
Friends and supporters of the People's Action Movement, good evening. We're in constituency number 7, David's country. See the site down there? That's right down there. Something gonna happen to Goliath. But before we start with the formal session of this meeting, PAM people like to do it right. So we're gonna start with the national anthem. Let us stand at attention and reverence our nation, and the national anthem will be played. As I invite Angelia, Bryant, Samuel to lead us in a word of prayer.
Good night. Let us stand as we reference God this evening. Heavenly Father, I thank you, O God, for this night. Mighty God, let this night go down in history, O God. Mighty God, ignite your people this evening. As we bring this meeting before you, let everything be done in order. Mighty God, let every word that is spoken on this platform, mighty God, go forth with power. Mighty God, let your Holy Spirit surround this place. Mighty God, as David slew Goliath, oh God, you gave him that mission, oh God. And so, this David, in this present time, we slew or we slayed the Goliath, oh God, that we're coming up against on August 5th. And let us be victorious. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
And the people say amen again. Boy, I can't wait. I ain't never see a little man take down a big man yet. I can't wait till August 6th. Comrades! Yes, I said comrades. Plop! Is that to pronounce it? Plop! Thank you. Thank you for coming back home. We welcome you in Constituency 7 and like David to do it with love. A warm embrace and appreciation for you. Members and friends of the People's Action Movement, make some noise. We have chosen truth over lies. We embrace, not divide. We love, not hate. We offer a hand up, not handouts. We speak the truth, not silence it with money. We believe in opportunities for all. Took, Mun, and Sam, and not a selected few or our very own family. We are one movement, one people, one nation under God. A lot of crazy people around, you know. I sure you see them. More out than we're in. And some people say a certain Bajan pollster can be classified as one of those who is out. Tracia, what's the name of the pollster? Peter who? I can't hear you, Peter who? Peter Wickham, sorry. Who predicted that the NDC on Grenada will lose the election. Quite the contrary, the NDC, led by Dickon Mitchell, won 9 of the 15 seats. So Peter who was wrong then, and Peter who will be wrong again in St.kitts and Nevis. Peter who must be getting some other thing. We're covering up the truth. Members and friends, the movement will win.
PAM strong, we're PAM strong. Go away with your trickery, your money and your bribery. PAM strong.
And ain't no small win. It's a big win. And who gonna be the Prime Minister? I can't hear you. Who gonna be the Prime Minister?
John, we love you, and I could tell you love us too. We feel you.
Pamites, listen to me carefully. Our plans, our programs, and our policies are resonating with our people. St. Kitts will benefit from its fair share for the very first time. All of us. Y'all remember we said fair share for all, and it not happen. But it's gonna happen soon. And guess what? Our sister Owali will get her fair share too. That's Nevis. The response as the young people they say, too easy. Too easy. Easy peasy. Sean will keep his promise to you, and you. And Sean will keep his promise to Mark and all divisions. That is what the movement is about. Commitment, trustworthiness, decency, and people-centered. Promise made, promise kept. That's the movement. And if you're part of that movement, let me hear you say, yeah, yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm speaking about. The movement of the people. The people's action movement and the concerned citizens movement. This ain't no mistake. This was put into being long time. The movement is ready for you, and you. St. Kitts and Nevis, the best is yet to come.
Where the people going forward? Where the people going forward? Where the people going forward? Forward,
All right. Now let's go to our speakers. And hailing from all the way in Green Valley. Please, you're in the house. Connery, you're in the house. Keon, you're in the house. St. Peters, you got this. You got this with your man, Chesley Hamilton.
When the election bell a ring, Everybody knows I am PAM a win. Silence. Chesley Hamilton not accept defeat. Full suit of gold, we march the street. PAM around the place and me not talk trust pan election. They put your ex by the hat. Make sure you vote early in the morning. Don't know we are going to win by 1 o'clock. Number 8 of them favorite number. Chesley Hamilton, me know you got that.
Members and friends of the People's Action Movement, a pleasant good evening. Yes, my body. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be accepted in thy sight, O Jah, my strength and my redeemer. Sean, are you in the house? Keon, you in the house? St. Peters, you in the house? Connery, you in the house? Yeah! Lodge, Atlas, Bowyer, Molyneux, Phillipses, Christchurch, Mansion, Taba. Are you in the house? Bellevue, you in the house? Because this is number 7 country. Lodge Village, you in the house? What about Lodge Project? You know why I want to know if you're in the house? Because I ran in this constituency twice. I know the opponent better than anybody. I know him since in first form when he was 12 years old, and I still know more about him than anybody. The gentleman has a propensity for violence, but he's also a coward. I say he has a propensity for violence, but he is also a coward. And I could back it up with evidence. You see, I started the basketball tournament in Molyneux because they came to me and they said they wanted to start a basketball tournament. And when we did, they organized to get somebody to throw bottle on the court during the finals. Not only that, before they even did that, they cut down and take down the net and the ring. We still had the tournament. We still had the tournament. After we were successful the next year, they came and they said they want to join with us to have the tournament. I said, well, I have a classmate with Timothy Harris by the name of Esther Percival Hadassah, who used to sing Calypso, Shotgun Sister. Let's name the tournament after her. They said no. I said, well, if you want to join, then pay your own money and have the basketball tournament. That's why the basketball tournament later was named after him in Molyneux. And today there is none. All he wants is for the glorification for himself.
No.
He don't want to share it with nobody. I ran in this constituency, you put up your board one night, they take them down. And that is why this stupidness is going on throughout the country, because the man have a propensity for violence. I used to marvel at the boards in constituency number 4 between Grant and Herbert and Grant and Philip. Now that there's PLP, you can't get your boards nowhere. They take them down and throw them away and down. This man needs to done with his stupidness. He needs to done with his stupidness, because when you encourage petty criminals, they turn to grand felons. Let me say it again. When you encourage petty criminals, they turn into grand felons. Maybe that's why they're building a jail for them. Ladies and gentlemen, I said this man got a propensity for violence. In 2015, Timothy Harris, you hear what I said? Timothy Harris came to me. I'm not afraid to call name. He came to me and he says, Chesley, labor boards is at the industrial site. I want them burn up. You hear me talk things. I tell them I got more secret than Victoria. I say I have more secrets than Victoria. So when I talk, listen. He came to me in an unmarked car driven by Dwight Ward up by Best Buy. And he says, labor boards are down there, you want them burn up. I said, boy, don't do your stupidness.
Once you let that zombie there out of the battle, you let that genie there out of the battle, he can never go back in. Done with your stupidness. No wonder in 2015, all the burning and looting and arson that were going on is people from number 7 who were arrested, who they came to defend them. So I got more secrets than Victoria. Tell the man, done with his stupidness. Tell Timothy Harris, do not let me open my mouth. Done with his stupidness. Done with his stupidness in this country. You do not mix politics and violence. Once you let that zombie out of the battle, it's not going back in. It ain't going back in. So done with it. Stop encourage petty criminals to become grand felons. I have made a living in criminal law. I know about these things. And I'm warning him, done with your stupidness. Done with your stupidness. Stop encourage people to commit mischief. Because mischief is going to turn into malicious damage. And malicious damage is going to turn into murder and manslaughter. So done with it. Done with it.
Stop it, stop it, stop it.
I want to turn quickly to something I promised you. I promise you to tell you something. And I'm going to tell you right now. I have a cousin who is going around endorsing people and apologizing. But me ain't going to apologize for tonight. You know why I'm not going to apologize? Because when he went on a live and said that his current was turned off, I didn't wait for him to come and beg me. I went to him, take out my checkbook and said, how much you owe collect? And I wrote a check for $5,500 to put back on his lights. I said, I still see something wrong on your face. Because if one thing I could do is read people's face and read a jury. I said, what else is wrong? He said, I owe Social Security. I said, how much you owe Social Security? He said, $3,500. I take out my checkbook and I write the check for $3,500. And when he wanted to start after the pandemic to begin to have his Friday night fete them with Ringo Hicks and the Grandmasters, I take out my wallet and I say, here is $2,000 US. Go and buy drinks and clean up and paint up your place. Go and make a living. Because Timothy Harris and all of them say he's going to suck salt and he's going to suffer. But I say, none of my seeds will sit at the side of the road and beg their bread while Sparkly go God.
I'm around the place, I'm in a transplant election, they put your ex.
But it didn't end there. It didn't end there. He needed to keep a bash in February because it was infamous birthday. An infamous bash was held. And I take out my wallet again and I say, here's $1,000. Go and buy drinks for infamous bash. $1,000 US, I say, you know. And therefore, when the place was ram, jam, packed and locked down with people, he gave Infamous $2,000 easy. I said, no man, give Infamous $3,000 more. He said, not he. He not give Infamous no money because Infamous ain't even sell one ticket. He don't even sing even one song. I said, if you could treat your nephew so, then me gonna cut you off. But it did not end there. When it came time for a candidate in Keyon, I said, why don't you put your name forward? Not only did he do so, but he said, Bakaliko, me not going into politics unless me come out debt free. They got to pay off me debt and me loan at Development Bank. I said, boy, no. That's when I put an end to all of it. I say, if you want your loan at Development Bank paid off in order to run for PAM, then I will do the job myself. So because I've done the job myself, you grudge, jealous, and envious? I give up and sacrifice. I gave you the opportunity to do so. But I'm hoping that the Labour Party has now not only made you apologize to Douglas, but they are now paid off your loan. So at least you are in the red. You're in the red, in the black, or in the green, or in the yellow, or in the gold. Because if you're in the red still, it means you still owe. And I don't want you ever to be in the red. So therefore, when the election is over, again, none of my seed will sit at the side road and beg the bread. So you too will be ready and you too will be fed. I just wanted to tell you that I am not the kind of person that you want to come here and abuse people. But when you want to say anything about Chesley Barker-Leaco, put your house in order before you come and talk about Barker-Leaco. Yeah? I hope they have a kinder heart than I did. That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say about that issue. I'm done with it. That is it. Game, set, match. Good night, and God bless all of you.
Full suit of all, we march the streets. Come around the place and me not talk trust pan election. They put your ex by the hat. Make sure you vote early in the morning. Don't know we are going to win by 1 o'clock. Number 8 of them favorite number. Chesley Hamilton, me know you got that lock. Them go talk trash, but we talk fast. We make the SK flag fly like it up on a plane top. Keeping the promise and look for the people. Put it on them.
Talk the things them, Chesley.
Yeah!
Talk the things them. PAM people, you ready?
Yeah!
I can't wait. Let me tell you something. People don't throw stones at empty mango tree. They only throw the stone them up there when they see the mango that they want to eat. And let me tell you something. They grudge, they're jealous. We PAM people. Because we winning big. So they're chatting all sorts of foolishness to make the faint and concern a bit troubled. But fear not, God is with us, and the People's Action Movement will win and win big. Let us stay positive and continue to hit the pavement, kissing babies, touching flesh, speaking to the elderly, and getting persons to vote. So we will win overwhelmingly. We're going to win 8 seats in St. Kitts, you know. Believe it or not.
Right now,
but we have to put in the work. So again, I said to you, not study with them. They're running scared. PAM people are strong people. And besides that, we are beautiful people and God-spirited people. So continue to do your work, and God will see us through. Now, is there any warrior from the east in the crowd? We can hear you. Brilliant lawyer. Wonderful, phenomenal, extraordinary, outstanding, unbelievable superwoman. A woman of class. My sister, Natasha Shani Gray Brooks Pam. Let me hear you make some noise for our phenomenal woman.
We voted for Shani. We voted for Shani. We voted for Shani. Natasha Gray. That's what we said. That's what we said. We voted Shani. We voted Shani. Election day. One nation, one community. Everybody know we voted for Natasha Gray. One people, real unity. These past years, say how you jumping with me. We are one. We are one. We are one. We are number one. We jumping up and jump. Constituency one. People's Action.
Warriors from the east. Are you here in constituency number 7 to ensure that David slew Goliath? Good night, my members and friends all over East Bastia. You're here in constituency number 7. You're here in the city of the next Prime Minister. You are here in Central Bastia. You are here down in number 3. You are here in number 4. You are here next door to number 8. You are here And now I am here. I am not going anywhere. Just like how the people are ready for David Pelle, they are ready for Natasha Gray Brooks. Today, a constituent sent me a motivational message. And I have to share it because people think that I am an easy walk over. But they got a next thing coming.
If Jah is standing by my side, then why should I be afraid?
And it says, "Good morning, Natasha. I stopped by to remind you that in the Bible, Habakkuk said to write the vision. You must pray and declare that everyone under the sound of your voice, that God will stir their hearts to accept you. From Frigate Bay, Bird Rock, New Pondside, Ponds Extension, Newtown, Ponds Pasture, East Street, West Street, Lozak Road, King Street, all through East Bastia, right in the Southeast Peninsula. They love you. We will pray about this. Have a blessed day." My political leader, I am pleased to report that Natasha Gray Brooks got this in number one.
Strength of a woman.
In just 15 days, I will be the first female parliamentarian in East Bastia.
I give it up for the woman.
The people in East Bastia are fired up. Constituency number 7, are you fired up and ready to go? Are you ready to change what is here in number 7? It is time to make what is here what was. And so I endorse my friend and colleague, Lincoln David Pelle. Oh, what a wonderful day it would be when me and Lincoln march down Church Street. I will hug him just like how he hugged all the people over here in constituency number 7. It's Lincoln David Pelle, your next parliamentary representative. I come tonight with hope for this great federation. We are on the verge to something better. I come to you with the message that change is on the way. I feel the breeze blowing. When I passed through Kayon just now, I feel it blowing. It said whoosh. When I come up there, I feel it blowing. It said whoosh, because change is coming. Brothers and sisters, we are here to take part in the most important election in the history of St. Kitts and Nevis. We don't care what Peter Who said. Peter Who got connection with somebody, and we don't want to hear them fake news there. Everything is on the line. Our future depends on it. Your future depends on it. Your children's future depends on it. As a mother of 2 who has known her own struggles, I understand. You feel it, Win? You feel it, Win? Just now when you really blow off my hat. I understand the skepticism about politics in some circles. It is hard to have faith when you have repeated bad experiences. We as women in this federation know that better than most. My entry into politics has not been the most welcoming one because I face resistance. I face discrimination. I face intimidation. I have had my campaign paraphernalia and my personal property being vandalized, to personal attacks on my character, my gender, and my parenting. It is sometimes hard to have faith, but I will push on.
And call me by my name, I am ready to roll.
You ever hear anybody say that pressure bust pipe is the pressure of Natasha Gray Brooks got them going by the bread because I will win that seat.
Under the pressure, yeah, under the pressure.
They thought this would be an easy win for them. And some of them ain't a thing about politics. And some of them had to campaign hard now because it's the best thing coming right now, Natasha Gray Brooks. I march on because I am a believer. I am a believer in God. Mark 9:23 said, all things are possible to him that believeth. Do you believe that I will win constituency number 1?
Tell them when the strongest soldiers get the hardest fight. We voted for Shani. We voted for Shani. We voted for Shani. We voted for Shani.
Do you believe that David would slay Goliath in constituency number 11?
Tell them when the strongest soldiers get the hardest fight.
I am a believer in myself and what I can accomplish. I am a believer in my leader, the Honorable Natasha, the Honorable Sean Kenneth Richards. Lord Sean, me ain't taking your seat because you is the best thing since sliced bread. And Sinogo here now, read him up. My leader loves the people. He is trustworthy. He is compassionate. He is a caring leader, and he is not dishonest. I am a believer in this team of patriotic men, but most of all, I believe in you, the great people of this great nation. I believe that you are hardworking and that you just need a chance. I believe that you seek a hand up rather than a handout. I believe that we are industrious people in need of a bit of a hope, but hanging on to faith. It is hard to have faith when you see some so-called leaders grab most for themselves and for their families, while so many of you have to struggle. We don't want that type of leadership. But the worst thing to do is to give in to cynicism. That is their trick. That is what they want to do. To give up hope, to give up trying, to give up fighting, not to participate. That is what they have been trying with me, but they don't know me. They don't know that their antics just bring out the fighter in me.
She'll put a smile upon her face.
You see me? This is a war to the finish. Hi, Marissa. Good night. This is a war to the finish. And I am not quitting till I cross the finish line.
I give it up for the woman.
They don't know that attacking a woman who simply wants to stand up for the people will only result in her people standing up for her and standing with her.
Strength of a woman. Strength of a woman.
I say thank you to the many men and especially the women of St. Kitts and Nevis, both here and in the diaspora, who have heard about attempts of intimidation against me and have reached out to me, rallied around me, and give me their support. I say thank you to Tango, who have contributed to ensuring that my vehicle is back on the road.
We gotta say thank you, thank you.
I say thank you. I push on for each and every one of us. They cannot force me to give up. They cannot force us to give in. We cannot fall for that. When we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do something for our children and to save this nation, I will not give up. We cannot fall for anything. when they are building prisons while hospitals and healthcare is neglected.
Oh, they build where the prison. They won't build no.
We cannot fall for when families of 4 and 5 live in one-room dwellings while others who shouldn't qualify are given houses. We cannot fall for that when so many of our young people are sitting on the block when they could be entrepreneurs or employees. That is why tonight I am saying in St. Kitts and Nevis, no retreat, no surrender. We have to gather our resolve and fight on, because on the 6th of August, it will be a brand new day in St. Kitts and Nevis. We need to turn up and vote in our numbers. We must change the direction that this country is heading in.
Voting PAM, voting PAM. Let's for the country's then and now.
PAM and CCM provides the best hope for this country. We will continue to empower our people, especially our women and men, our girls, our sisters and mothers. There are too many women in this federation who are forced into abusive relationships. We are a country that deserves better. We are going to expand the opportunities for our women, the $100 million fund, and we will help to fast-track women with their ideas and their capacity to open small businesses. We are going to provide access to affordable, safe, and reliable daycares so that women can feel comfortable that their child is well cared for while working. We must insist equal pay for equal work for our women. We must reject any notion of sexual harassment. We have to make our men better by making our women better. When we protect our women and our children, we grow our families. I am so excited to stand by my colleague, the Honorable Lincoln David Pelle, and the next Prime Minister, because we will make a better St. Kitts Nevis. Just because I am the lone female here, make no mistake, we have an army of women behind the scenes. We have an army of women organizing, planning, canvassing, calling, and preparing for August 5th. Look at this strong lady, Marissa Hobson.
Strength of a woman. Strength of a woman.
And so tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as I take my leave, I want to thank you for continuing to rally around us, rally around all of your representatives in each of the constituency. We must make the change on the 5th of August. When we call for your support, we want you to come out, because August 6th is a day of liberation. You recognize that there are 3 campaign headquarters in close proximity, but this one campaign headquarters will have rejoicing on August 6th, and that is the campaign headquarters of the People's Action Movement. And so, the choice is clear. The choice for your future is clear. The choice for hope is clear. You put your X by the hat just like that. Thank you and good night.
One nation, one community, everybody know we voted for Natasha Gray. One people, we have unity. It's not skill. Say how you jumping with me. We are one. We are one. We are one.
here tonight. Constituency number 1.
Shani is indeed a phenomenal woman. A woman of determination, a woman of strength, a woman of grace, a woman that stares fear in the eyes and say, move out me way.
I wasn't going to vote, you know. You see the Shani Greta got here? Sean better know that they are blessed to have her. Shani is the best person to represent us here in constituency number 1.
The other night, a lady met me and said, Shani, you don't get tired? I smiled and I said, yes, I do. But I wasn't referring to the type of tiredness where you want to rest. I get tired of hearing the stories of young families who are unable to get housing. And all I could do at this point in time is listen because I am unable to provide for them. But in a few short weeks, that will change.
There's no better female public speaker on a platform than Shani Gray Brooks.
What you see is what you get with Shani. When she speaks, you better listen, for Shani speaks directly from the conscience of the masses.
Champion fighter of a woman. The best by Tess. Mark 9:23. Shani is a believer. Members and friends, our next speaker is another champion. He's a person who speaks from his heart. And when he speaks, we listen. From farm to table. My boy Troy is able. From number 6 to government headquarters. Pamites, comrades, and bloop. Help me welcome the Honorable Troy Flanders.
From the farm to the table, Troy is able to deliver and see us through. From the farm to the table, Troy is able with a plan for me and you. Go try, this ain't no joke, me boy. Go try, things will be better with Troy. Go try, this ain't no joke, me boy. Go try, things will be better with Troy. Go try, go try, go try, go try, go try, go try. Ay, 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 ay.
Good night, good night, good night. Members and friends of the People's Action Movement, good night. Nice, man. Constituency number 7. We are here. Constituency number 6. Let them know you're in the house. Make some noise. Tonight, we are here in number 7 to make a lot of noise. We're here to represent my friend, my colleague, Lincoln David Pelle. All right. Lincoln David Pelle, you know when you see him, you see a man walks, you see a man who you could upright, that's right. Eh? When you look at Lincoln David Pelle, that's somebody who you want to represent you. You could see that the man is somebody who people respect. Eh? So, constituency number 7, you have an easy task, you know. Your task is to get rid of the greed. Get rid of the greed in this country. That's your task. When you see some people, don't remember, they got history. They got a history. They got a history. This movement here, when we talk about farming, we not talk about putting a bulldozer on nobody's land. We ain't doing that. When we talk about farming, you go look at the history. We have a legacy of delivering 20 years. Some people out there speaking about farming, they had 20 years, they do nothing for the farmers. When you think about the legacy of the People's Action Movement, you could think about when we had sugar agriculture and non-sugar agriculture. Non-sugar agriculture was thriving. It was doing well. Their history tells you that some people with the 20 years in the government kill a 400-year-old industry. That's their history. We cannot afford St. Kitts and Nevis to go back. We can't go back. Let's not forget why we changed the government in 2015. Let us not forget that. We know that them we had the 20 years leave a bitter taste in our mouth. We cannot afford to go back there. St. Kitts and Nevis, we cannot afford no labor in this country no more time.
No, no, no.
You know, when we think about the current situation now, you know, it leave a sour taste in our mouth when we look at what we have now. It's a sour taste to live in our mouth. Sour taste. But now recently me hear him say, when you think about PAM, what you say? PAM, sweet, sweet, sweet. A sweetness we want. And you know, surprisingly, as I walk the length and breadth of this country, the young people are saying to me, Mr. Flanders, maybe, it is time for us to experience what it was like under PAM. So I know for a fact that we are going to win these elections.
Voting, BNN, voting.
PAM strong.
I'm strong. We're PAM strong. Go away with your trickery, your money and your bribery.
This country need a PAM Prime Minister. Because our legacy shows that a PAM Prime Minister will deliver. In a few short days, brothers and sisters, that we will get. That we will get. Because this country is in need of it. We're in need of it. The Honorable Sean Kenneth Richards is the best choice.
John, we love you, and I could tell you love us too.
As the leader of the movement, this PAM CCM movement, we offered the best hope for this country. If we want to be prosperous and we want to have money in our pocket again, we have no choice but to vote for the People's Action Movement. The decline have to stop. The decline have to stop. When you look at the young people and they seem that they have no hope, but tell them, hope is here. Embrace us. we offer the best choice for the future. And I'm looking at all this goal. Looking at all this goal, I could say, our tomorrow will be much brighter than today. We're on the move. And we're on the road to victory. Don't let nobody tell you nothing else. Constituency number 7. Just like constituency number 6. Some people say we have the hardest task. But when you look at the representatives, we are hard-working people. So the hard task we are not afraid of. We relish it. Yeah? So tell them who think that we have the hardest task, we welcome it. We welcome it. Yes. Constituency number 7. Please, the nation is calling on you. Please, let's get rid of the greed. Let's get rid of it.
Soldiers get the hardest fight. But none of the realest people live the hardest life.
You know, this is a serious one, because this one is dear to many people's heart. The People's Action Movement speak about national health insurance. From since 1995, we talk about that on the platform. 20 years of labor, they can't do nothing. How could we trust labor if they come and tell you about health care? Yeah? Let the record speak for them. It's all talk and nothing to show. The Labour Party is nothing but bad news, bad news, bad news. Bad news. All labor. No matter what color they come, as long as it's labor, it's labor. Read him up.
From the farm to the table, joy is able to deliver and see us through. From the farm to the table, joy is able.
We have a job to do for our children. Our children, the future of this country. We have a job to do. And we must do the job, otherwise we will fail them. At this time, we cannot afford to fail our next generation. An election day. We got to stick it to them, We're going to put the X next to the hat. And when we done that, we have secured the future for our children.
Voting PAM, that's for the country then and now.
As this campaign go on, I just feel the momentum of the People's Action Movement. This momentum gonna drive us straight down to the
we must win, we must win, we must win, we must win, yes I love I.
And you know what? When we finish with that, it's fresh fruits and vegetables we're gonna get. Because I say what? From the farm, joy is able.
From the farm to the table, joy is able to deliver and see us through. From the farm to the table.
Thank you. I love you all. Ball in goal.
Extra, go joy. This ain't no joke, me boy. Go joy. Things will be better with joy. Go joy. This ain't no joke, me boy. Go joy. Things will be better with joy. Go joy. Ay.
May I get some help with the mic, please, quickly? Yes, read him up, Hades. Hades, you ready?
Let me see you raise your hand.
voting for me too.
Let me see you raise your hands and put them in the air. Put them in the air. High, high. Let me see you raise your hands.
Friends, the mood of tonight remind me of long time ago, PAM days, when Billy Herbert of great memory used to say, when you're hot, you're hot. And I tell you, Troy is hot.
So we may crew them there.
Yes, PAM is the best choice for St. Kitts. And the movement is the best choice for the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
So we may crew them there.
And Sean K. Richards is best suited to be our fourth Prime Minister. Sean is the only principled one among them. And so tonight, my people, I have a note from someone. Somebody gave me a note and they asked that I read it. So by virtue of introducing the main speaker for tonight from constituency number 7, listen to this message. The story of David and Goliath is a story of God's triumph over his enemies through his people. God is speaking to us even more so now. Listen and take heed, my people. David, our David, is a professional martial arts practitioner and safety and security officer. He is in the business of nurturing and loving people, protecting them from wolves, and I repeat, wolves and other dangers. Through the strength of God, David has noticed the intimidating tactics of Goliath. This Goliath has been making a fool of citizens for far too long, and we have had enough of the lies and disrespect. We are living in a new federation where money silences the truth. Being the professional martial artist, David promises to take down Goliath. He is certain that God would rescue his people from the hand of Goliath. So the constituents of number 7 said to David, "Go, and the Lord be with you." David is not a warrior, rather a peacemaker who strongly believes God would empower him to conquer any opponent. And I said, any opponent. Sure enough, on August 5th, he will meet Goliath on the battlefield. And ignoring the naysayers and criticisms, David will continue to invoke the name of God for victory. My people, victory is at hand. Can you feel it? I know you can. Number 7, can you feel it? Large, can you feel it? So as you cast your X by the hat for our David on August 5th, you can cause the giant to stumble. And David will be your new elected representative. Comrades, Ploop, members and friends, family, let's agree together in love and recognize the strength of our God and how he can conquer evil through each one of us who will vote for David. Now, make some noise as I invite the next elected representative for constituency number 7, the Honorable Lincoln David Pelle.
Constituency, what's up? Let me see the hands, let me see the rocks, let me see the flags. Right now, oh, let me see them hands, oh, let me see them flags, oh, let me see them rocks. Higher, 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 hear them, oh. Let me see them, oh, let me see them rocks, oh, let me see them flags, oh. Come wave them up, higher, wave them, higher, wave them, higher, wave them. 1, 2, 3, go. 10,000 rise, 10,000 fall. Lincoln gon' bring the heat, he coming like a fireball. 10,000 rise, 10,000 fall. This year Lincoln, he coming heavy like a wrecking ball.
I'm so happy for that welcome. Members and friends of the People's Action Movement, good night. Also to everyone who are listening, good night. Also, I was told we might have some Spanish people here. Buena noche a todos. También vota para Lincoln David Pelle en estas elecciones. Entonces, de gigante allá en este constituyente, él saca yo cuando tú vota para mí. Vota a toda. Ahorita en inglés. I am here to ask one question. Who here are willing to start to celebrate the victory of Lincoln David Pelle in his constituency?
10,000 fall. Lincoln gon' bring the heat, he coming like a fireball. 10,000 rise.
Who also is here to celebrate the victory of everyone on the stage and make
Let me see the hands, let me see the rocks, let me see the flags.
also to make Sean K. Richards our next Prime Minister in this country. Now, let me remind us of certain things. I have walked and driven through this constituency, and I have seen, I do not have to go too far to point out the neglect. Look at this building here. This was the community center for Lodge. Now look at the situation it is in. But I'm going to tell you one thing. With Lincoln David Pelle, you know my slogan? Get it done with Lincoln. We're going to renovate this building and put it to good use. We're going to get it done with Lincoln. What I'm saying to you as well, I have been down to Black Rocks. We have been known for a long time for Black Rocks as a tourist site. But when you look carefully, sometimes what you see, it could have been maintained better. It has not been done so. And I am telling you, with Lincoln David Pelle, I am going to get it done better. So when the tourists go there, we have people working there and making a living for themselves. We need to put protection barriers there as well because we have sea erosion happening down there. I am also telling you that there was neglect in farming in that area. I don't know if you remember, they were supposed to put a wind farm there. That was said under Labour and it has not been done. But with our next Prime Minister, Sean K. Richards, and the PAM team and the CCM team, we're going to try our best to get that done because we're looking for energy security in this country, this great federation. I want to also move further. I went right into the homeland of my competitor, the one we call the giant. And who he is? The one who is now Prime Minister. But I must then say he's an imposter. Because according to the Constitution of St. Kitts, he does not have the majority. The majority is right here in Sean K. Richards. And when I have to look at the playing field and the school right just a couple steps away from his house. He live here, just by stepping here, you're at the school and look at the condition. Look at the playing field. No restrooms, no changing rooms, and no media rooms. The school needs fencing. And also, I was told, it might even need students. We need rooms in the school, and it needs rooms right there in the play field. For changing, for privacy. If you go further, the roads need fixing. It also has neglect in agriculture. But I am telling you, vote Lincoln David Pelle and all those will be repaired, all those will be fixed. Now, there are a lot of persons in that same constituency. You don't have to move too far. But when you look at his residence, what you see and compare to other persons, come on. We have to do better than that in this country. And I am saying in this constituency, I'm going to bring the help that the persons need in our constituency. One of the development I have is an economic plan. And therefore, with my economic plan and with the assistance of the next Prime Minister of this country, we will have upliftment in constituency number 7 and in Tabernacle, right where my opponent is.
10,000 rise, 10,000 fall. Lincoln gonna bring the heat, he coming like a fireball.
Now we're coming along. We're coming along to Mansion. But before we reach to Mansion, we have a place called Estridge. And at Estridge, I was told and I saw, and our next Prime Minister went to the location, and when he was confronted, and when I heard it, I asked, what? $2.4 billion for a prison? When at the same time in Constituency 7, we need persons to get assistance to start their businesses and even to expand their businesses. Also, we are talking about helping our farmers. Where is the help? My good friend Troy spoke of farmers needing assistance. But where is the assistance from that money? In education, where is the assistance? In healthcare, where is the assistance? Also, our brothers and sisters over in Nevis. That money could have gone to even help us to be one united force by helping building a bridge. By building a bridge, it improved the economic situation over there in Nevis and right here in St. Kitts. And also, all that money could have gone also to help in so many things need done. Our roads need fixing in my constituency. So I am saying, also, the school I mentioned in his own village, and the playground, some of that money could have gone right there.
They won't build no schools anymore. All the bell will be prison.
Now I'm coming up into mansions. When you look at the playing field again in Mansion, we also have a problem right there. Neglect, neglect, neglect. So I am asking for the persons in Mansion, from Bellevue, Tabernacle to Mansion, I'm asking you to vote for Lincoln David Pelle in these elections. We have to get rid of this person. He was there for 27 years. I'm not saying 27 days, but I am saying 20 of the 27 years he was with the Labour Party. And when you look at it, his party still has Labour. So therefore Labour is still Labour. The same way of thinking. And therefore neglect in Mansion as well. But I am saying vote for Lincoln David Pelle, because I am telling you, I have been guaranteed by the next Prime Minister. He will give me the assistance to correct all these neglect. And we will have a boom right here in our constituency, because sporting facilities will be improved. Changing rooms, media rooms, and also any kind of development to talk. Fencing for the sporting association in this community can make their money to help the sporting persons advance. That's what I'm talking about. Now, if you move on to Christchurch, it's a small village, but it was being neglected as well. Neglect throughout the entire constituency. And then if I move on all up to the inner city of Molyneux, I do not have to tell you. Those of you who are from Molyneux, you will see the neglect. The sporting facility again is neglect. When you look at the school, yes, you might say it just get burned down, but what happened? It should have been fixed long time. That $2.4 billion could have gone right to the school. When we look at the hospital as well, neglect. We have to get that sorted out. And we will get it done with who? Lincoln David Pelle.
Keeping the promise, the ship must sail. Keeping the promise, keeping it real.
Now, I am telling you one thing. We come all the way to Bowio. We come to Lodge Village. We come to Lodge. We come to Atlas. Neglect. And I am saying again, the playing field right down there in Atlas, we're going to get the changing rooms, the media rooms, and every kind of fencing you could talk about. We're going to bring development right here in Atlas. What I'm saying as well, remember, Pastor Jones, you remember his land? You remember Mr. Phipps over Phillips's? These lands were taken away by the same person. It is wrong, and wrong is wrong, and it is sad. And I am saying, vote for Lincoln David Pelle so that these things could never happen again. Because when I win him, he will go home in retirement. That's what I'm saying. And all I'm saying to you, help me to help you, to help all of us. The help is for us. Everything in this country belongs to all of us. Now I want to touch on something very serious. We are living in a democratic country, and some of the things that have happened, we have to question. And this same gentleman go around talking about, you remember what he was saying about the former Prime Minister? When he was with them and he came out about eroding democracy, then what is he doing? What in the world is he doing? He's doing the same thing. And I am saying, Sean K. Richards and the people right here, we're going to bring back our democracy. What I want to tell you, vote for Lincoln David Pelle on election day. When you see the hat and the box, put the X right in the box for PAM. That is the hat. Vote by putting your X right in the box next to the hat. And then you will have Lincoln David Pelle elected as your representative in this constituency. So all I'm saying, change, change, change. Development in every area is coming to Constituency 7 and to the entire nation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And I just want to tell you, thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you very much for voting for me. Thank you very much for voting for the People's Action Movement right here in St. Kitts and the CCM in Nevis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm looking to see you again at another meeting. And also, when we have our grand victory parade and party to celebrate the victory of all the PAM candidates. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless St. Kitts and Nevis. Good night.
Better days are coming, coming, change your ways.
10,000 rise, 10,000 fall. Lincoln gon' bring the heat, he coming like a fireball. 10,000 rise, 10,000 fall. This year Lincoln, he coming heavy like a wrecking ball. Put up your hand there, put up your flag there, put up your hand there, that myself. Put up your hand there, put up your rock there, put up your flag there, that myself. Put up your hand there, put up your rock there, put up your flag there, that myself. Put up your hand there, put up your rock there, put up your flag there.
Number 7, you ready?
Constituency number 7.
You hear representation? Boy, I tell you. Number 7, you're getting a good person to represent you. Get it done with David. Number 7, David will represent you well. He will look after your needs. And he will ensure that number 7 gets what it deserves. And so my PAMites, and also the comrades and the plups, our next speaker is a gentleman. If you think he loves St. Kitts bad, St. Kitts loves him bad. And SP, where the best be, love him, love him, love him, love him. Hub, 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 hub. Our leader,
Sean Richards, the best leader. Or you come.
or you come. He is a principled man, unlike others who are deceitful, wicked, strangers to the fruit, and is all about self. Sean is a different breed of politician. He has class and dignity. He's honest and he has integrity. Sean is a man to his word. If he says he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it. And that is why I can stand tall here and say Sean will keep his promise. And not his promise just to PAM people. He's gonna keep his promise to the comrades and the plups. The promise to the people of the movement. Paddy Pie. Help me welcome to the podium none other.
A man with a plan who cares and understand this election. We going with PAM. We voting Sean Richards, Lord. Go tell everybody he's the best man for we country. Right now, we need a strong leader, a man who could make things better. From Sandy Point to Frigate Bay, Sean is the man to lead the way. We just need a caring person, someone with a hopeful vision. So anybody else who got this, Sean from St. Kitts, the best. We voting for Sean Richards, Lord. A man with a plan who cares and understand this election. We going with PAM. We voting Sean Richards, Lord.
Members and friends of the People's Action Movement, good evening. Residents of constituency number 7, you're in the house. I can't hear you. Number 7, you're present. Laurencia, what happened to you? Vanessa, you tired? Huh? Your foot are hot, you want it rub? No gimmicks? No gimmicks? No gimmicks? Next election? Next election?
Sean sharing relics, as we like it, as we like it, as we like it.
Tonight, I welcome all of you to this meeting here in Lodge. Tonight is about the dream. Tonight is about that dream for better days here in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Tonight is about the future that all of us will carve out for each other. Our eyes tonight are set on that beautiful, beautiful future. And tonight, we understand that on the 5th of August, we must go out to the polls in our large numbers.
My dream, my dream, my dream, my dream, my dream.
The DJ just played the song, My Dream, My Dream, My Dream. However, until we vote for it, it cannot become our dream. For the dream to become reality on August the 5th, we must vote to make that dream a reality.
Voting PAM, voting PAM.
Members and friends, over and over again, we continue to demonstrate who the People's Action Movement is. It is a movement with a vision. PAM's visionary policies for many, many years have fueled the economy that today we live in. There is no other political party in this country which can make the same claim as PAM, because for the last 40 years, you still have the vision of PAM moving this country forward and upward. Even when PAM is out of office, the policies and the plans which PAM put in place continue to move this country forward. I said to you tonight that PAM is about caring for people. That is who we are. That is part of our DNA. On the other hand, the representative for this constituency, Labour, is Harris's DNA. He comes from Labour. He was schooled and mentored by labor. He studied under labor. He learned the tricks of labor, and he has graduated from labor with flying colors. He has now mastered the master, but his DNA is still in labor. Don't lose sight of that. Harris is labor. Harris' DNA is labor. He was schooled under labor, practiced under labor, and graduated under labor. He is still labor, and all labor is labor in this country. So I say to you tonight that a vote for Harris and a vote for any of his candidates is a vote for labor. If Harris graduated from labor, if labor taught him the ropes, then it means that labor is the educator, labor is the school teacher for Harris. They wrote the playbook. What you see in Harris is the exact same thing that you saw under labor. You to your point tonight. New leadership, old leadership, same old labor. They all come from the same place. He don't want to make you believe that only for the last 7 years he has been in government. But he has been in government under labor since 1995. And so that is why when he came up with the name of his party, the name included labor, because all labor is labor. And labor, no matter what color labor comes to you in, labor is still labor. And labor has never ever been good for this country. I ain't bashing anybody tonight. I am simply telling you the truth. And if you only take a moment, you will recognize that what I said to you is the truth. Check their record. Check their record. Labor took us to the IMF. And maybe some of you don't remember. Labor took us to the IMF because of reckless spending that bankrupt this country. And it's the same reckless spending we are seeing now from the government treasury in order to win an election in this country. Same reckless spending. And so Labour took us to the IMF. And now when you speak to the people in the Ministry of Finance, they're saying to you that under Timothy Harris, we are fastly going back to the IMF because of the reckless spending within the last 3 months.
Captain, the ship is sinking.
What is happening now is that for the last 3 months, your tax dollars are being used to finance a campaign in this country. Your tax dollars are being used to finance a campaign in this country. I understand that recently they went to the Ministry of Finance and said they need an extra $20 million just for the peace program. Just for the peace program. And you and I know that the money for the peace program, it ends up in Development Bank. And who is in charge of Development Bank? Annex Harris. Annex Harris, I want to remind you all that when we went to the IMF, police couldn't get gas for the vehicles. That is if they even could have found a vehicle to drive. The schools couldn't find toilet paper to put in the bathrooms. The churches, they invested in treasury bills. They lost their money. A VAT of 17% was introduced to the people of this country. we lost our land because we had a land for debt swap. And I want to remind the civil servants in this country that for years they couldn't get an increase on salary. As a matter of fact, for years, not even the annual increments they could have gotten because we went to the IMF. And now the Ministry of Finance is saying that the next government, the new government which comes in, might very well have to go back to the IMF because of the reckless spending of Timothy Harris. Labor is labor. Timothy Harris was schooled under labor. It's the same Timothy Harris that bankrupt the sugar industry is now bankrupting this country, and that is why we must get rid of him soon and fast. And August 5th, you in this constituency, you have a job to do to get rid of him.
He wasn't ready.
I said to you that every social program in this country, every double and triple salary that you have received in this country has been made possible because of the People's Action Movement. Regardless of which government paid you the triple or the double salary, it is because of the Citizenship by Investment program which came about under government of the People's Action Movement that they were able to afford it. PAM conceived and gifted this nation with the CBI program, knowing that it would pay dividends to this country for generations. Some of you who are here, you were not yet born in the 80s when the CBI program began. Kevin, what year you born? Eh? 1997? 1997. Barry, what year you born? 96. When what year you born? 96. Am I not you? Young man, there, what year you born? 2000 who? 2001. But you all know about, you know about the Citizenship by Investment program? You don't know about it. All right. Kevin, you know about the Citizenship by Investment program? Barry, you know about it? When you know about it? They don't even know about it. But you're benefiting from it. You heard of the roofing program? It's CBI money, the Citizenship by Investment program money that paid for that. You work for government. You got a double salary last year, but you get some. It's because of when you started working, you didn't get the full double. Citizenship by Investment program paid for that. Paid for that. And so a lot of things that you see in this country, it is the CBI program paid for it. A program which started years before you were born under PAM, but still paying for many things in this country. That is the vision of the People's Action Movement. Generations not yet born when the program was introduced, today benefiting from that program. And now you have Timothy Harris destroying the program. When Labour came into office and got hold of the CBI program was abused. The program was misused. They allowed the good name of St. Kitts and Nevis to become part of an international scandal. You heard of Magadam, who showed up in Canada with a St. Kitts passport. Magadam, Bragadam, whatever you call him. And when the immigration officials asked him how much he paid for the passport, he said he paid somebody for it. When they asked him what you come Canada to do, he said he has a meeting with the Prime Minister of Canada. And within a week or two, St. Kitts lost its visa-free access to Canada because of how the former Labour administration abused that program. Well, what is happening here today? I understand that the US and the EU are now saying that St. Kitts passports are being sold to Russia and Belarus and they have significant problems with it. And they might very well put sanctions on the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. You're accustomed to going to England. You don't need a visa to go to England. You're accustomed to go to France. You don't need a visa to go to France. You don't need a visa to go to any of the EU countries. But now under Timothy Harris, the passport is being sold to certain countries, and the EU and the US are upset about it. General say he upset too. And so we need to get real in this country. This election has serious consequences for this country. And that is why on the 5th of August, you must vote for PAM, you must vote for a change in this country.
Go tell everybody he's the best man for we country. Right now, we need a strong leader, a man who could make things better.
I said to you, check their record. Because now the graduate of labor, Harris has taken hold of our nation's CBI's program and he has plunged it into further disrepute. The graduate of labor. Suppose labor, old or labor new gets back into office. Suppose one of them get back into office. In that case, we won't be talking about 5,500 passports to build a prison for $2.4 billion. We will be speaking about countries withdrawing our visa privileges. We will be talking about the total destruction of our CBI program. Because it is the strength of the passport, the St. Kitts and Nevis passport, allowing us to be able to access so many countries without a visa, while the passport is being sought after by so many. That is the strength of the passport. And so if the strength of that passport is destroyed, and I must say thank you to the Honorable Mark Brantley, who has made sure that in terms of the number of countries we are able to access visa-free, that the number has increased. And if that is to happen, of course, we would be looking at the biggest economic disaster for this country. We cannot sit by and allow that to happen. And that is why tonight, I want to personally issue this call to those watching and listening at home. You don't have to drop your color to give up your part or give up your party affiliation to put on your patriotic hat. Because whether your color is yellow, red, blue, green, or orange, first and foremost, you must be a patriot of this country. And if you're a patriot of this country, you will vote for what is in the best interest of the country. So I am not asking you to remove your yellow or your red or your green or your blue label, but vote for PAM, which represents the best hope for this country.
Me don't know about you, but me love St. Kitts bad.
Vote as a Kittitian and a vision who puts country above self. Even one vote to all labor, new labor, is a vote too much. To those PAM supporters of the past who have aligned with Harris, I said to you tonight, come home. Come home. I warning you all, come home, because come the 5th of August, Harris can't help you. Come the 5th of August, Harris will be out of office in this country. Come home. Harris will not be able to help you after the 5th of August.
Welcome home.
Harris cannot win this election. So come home to the People's Action Movement.
Welcome home.
A vote for Harris is a vote to put old labor back in office in this country. And when you put old labor back in office, then you put the entire country in jeopardy. If you have any appreciation for the challenges ahead, then you must learn from the past. Learn from the lessons of the past. Because of greed, because of arrogance, because of ignorance, because of nepotism, our country has gone from being a respected trailblazer for nations to idolize and copy to a place heading to political disaster and international embarrassment. It is at this time where people like myself who stand upon the pillars of integrity, honesty, and unity is needed. It is time for real change in this constituency number 7. Lincoln David Pelle has stepped forward. He has stepped forward to give you a viable option and to give you a way out of the Harris disaster. This is your opportunity to rid Harris from this constituency and to rid Harris from the country at large. It is at this time that an intervention is needed. An intervention is called for. We must stop old labor and new labor from going back into office. This moment in our history calls for a government that truly cares about you, the people. A government whose agenda is the people's agenda. For those who want to push the narrative that Sean Richards has a personal agenda, for those who want to push the narrative that Sean Richards is power hungry, let it be known that Sean Richards has never sought to have power over people. Never ever sought to have power over people. My interest has always been the interest of serving the people of this country.
A man with a plan who cares and understand the selection. We going with PAM. We voting Sean Richards.
That is why when in 2004 I became the lone PAM representative, I continued to go to Parliament to represent you, the people, because I understand what service is all about. That is why when they said I must give up my US citizenship to continue to sit in Parliament, I gave it up because I understand that you gave me a job to serve you. I could have said I am going to resign and go to the US and live. But I understand then and I understand now that I am a servant of the people. That is why when I signed that letter to the Governor General, I could have taken the option and I could have said I have a mortgage to pay. I have monthly expenses to meet, and those must be my first and foremost priority. But instead, I saw one man starving the people of this country, and I took a stand in defense of the people of this country, not in defense of power.
He's the best man for we country. Right now, we need a strong leader, a man who could make things better.
My agenda has simply always been about the empowerment of people. Check my record. When I was Minister of Education, I ensured that some 54 teachers were able to undertake studies leading towards a master's degree. Some persons said to me that the teachers are coming to school and using class time to prepare schoolwork. And I said, while some of that might be done, in the long run, it is the education sector and those persons who ultimately will benefit. And that is why I ensured that the Ministry of Education paid 50% of the cost for those 54 teachers to receive their master's degree.
John, we love you.
Never, ever before in the history of this country, in 1 year, you had 54 persons, never mind teachers. Never in the history of this country, you have had 54 persons in one single graduation receiving their master's degree. Thanks to Sean Richards.
John, we love you. And I could tell you love us too.
The first ever youth policy in this country, the first ever youth policy in this country came into being when Sean Richards was minister with responsibility for youth. That is because I recognize that there must be a policy in this country that young people can turn to, which will guide their development in this country. When I was Minister of Youth, the first ever Ministers' Youth Forum, which still continues up until today, was introduced to bring young people together to be able to interact with the Minister of Youth to discuss different policies and different concerns. The Tibet program that we now have in our schools, it was under Sean Richards as Minister of Education that program came into being. The education sector reform policy, again under Sean Richards. The Bastia High School temporary facilities, built during my first year as Minister of Education. Renovations to numerous schools around the island under Sean Richards. You to your teacher, you know it's true. Yes. The playfield in Kayan, modern lighting. The playfield in Tabernacle, modern lighting. Playfield in Sandy Point, modern lighting. Playfield in Virtuals, modern lighting. All under Sean Richards as Minister of Sports. The development again of young people in this country. That is my agenda.
Light up the playfield from way. Light it up. Pave the roads them from way. Pave it up.
The tennis courts in Warner Park. No one was able to play tennis on those courts because for years those courts were in a state of disrepair. Rusty, you know, because you're a tennis player. And you know that for years you couldn't play any tennis in Warner Park. Rusty just held up here and he said, yes, I know that. Under Sean Richards, tennis being played there morning, noon and night. Again, especially for the young people. Rusty ain't too young anymore. But when he began playing tennis, he was a little younger. The basketball courts in many of the communities upgraded under Sean Richards. The sponsorship of scholarships in my constituency out of my pocket, Sean Richards. The spelling bee at the Sandy Point Primary School, Sean Richards. And I could go on and on. The contract to bring water to the people of Kayan, signed under Sean Richards. So if they say that I have an agenda, tell them, yes, I have an agenda in the benefit of the people of this country, especially young people. My agenda is the youth agenda because I want to see them develop. I don't want to see them in the Harris jail for $2.4 billion. That is not my agenda. I ain't building no agenda. I ain't building a prison for $2.4 billion. Because I have an agenda to see my brother make money from out of the prison project. As a matter of fact, I ain't have no brother that lives in St. Kitts. I ain't have no brother that owns any company which is involved in the citizenship by investment program and selling passports as part of the prison project and making millions of dollars. That is my agenda.
They won't build no schools anymore.
Imagine you have a brother. Imagine you have a brother working in development bank, taking home thousands and thousands of dollars each month from his job in development bank. and still has to be involved in a business selling passports for the same prison, the $2.4 billion prison. Well, how much money do they want when young people in this country are unemployed? Eh? Young people sitting down in this country can't find a job, and those who are already making thousands of dollars can't find a job. Can't find a job. They're already making thousands, but they want more. Greedy. They don't care about you, the young people of this country. My agenda is about the young people of this country. I want you all to ask the brother. I want you all to ask the brother. Ask the brother. Ask the brother. If he was in negotiations with any housing development in this country to give it a loan, and at the same time when he's involved in the negotiations to give the housing development company a loan, if he signed any agreement to get shares in the same housing development company, and if he also signed to get a certain percentage of the profit in the same housing development company, ask the brother about that. That isn't my agenda. I don't have any shares in any company in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis or anywhere in the world. The only place I might have some shares is in the credit union because of the bank deal. But I ain't got a single dollar of share in any company because that isn't my agenda. My agenda is to serve the people of this country. Greed is not my agenda. My agenda is to create jobs and opportunities in this country. My agenda is to ensure that people are the priority and that policies and programs are designed for their benefit. My agenda is you, the people's agenda. My agenda is Vanessa's agenda. My agenda is Vinsha's agenda. My agenda is Charlie's agenda, who is probably looking to ensure that as a senior citizen, there is better health care for her and other senior citizens in this country. That is my agenda. My agenda is the agenda of Daria, the young teacher, who wants to ensure that when she walks into the classroom, she has the resources to be able to teach the children of this country so that they too can rise to the rank of prime ministership in this country. That is my agenda on behalf of the people of this country. My agenda is Amai's agenda. Amai, I think it was some day this week. I could have been on the weekend, Saturday. I was driving. And as I was driving, she said, Sean, where you going, Crabbill? I said, Amai, where do you want to go? She said she wants to go down the gut because there are some elderly persons who's here, she plats, and she just wants a job by one of the houses so that she can go and look after those elderly persons. That is my agenda. To ensure that the elderly people in this country can get the type of care and attention they deserve from persons like Amai. That is simply my agenda. My agenda is persons like Ken, who has his catering business and wants to expand it and wants to access funds from the Dream Fund. That is my agenda. My agenda is the agenda of persons like Rusty, who has been able to go to Taiwan to pursue his doctorate because there are many other persons in this country who want scholarships, be it to do their bachelor's, master's, or doctorate. That is my agenda, to give more of those persons that opportunity.
With a plan who cares and understand the selection, we going with PAM. We voting Sean Richards, Lord.
So I said to you, to create the 5,000 jobs we promise, we must be daring and we must be bold. To provide more opportunities for people to small business development, we must deploy the $100 million Dream Fund. To empower our youth And to build a society that takes care of its elderly, we must be sensitive and we must be respectful. Our diamonds, our elderly, they built this country. We must now be sensitive and respectful to their needs as senior citizens, as the persons who built the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. To find proper housing solutions to the many hundreds of persons still trying to get the opportunity to own a home. That is my agenda. The jobs now, which John L. has spoken about, we have to act with urgency to remove so many young persons from unemployment. It is quite clear that we have to fix the economy. But to fix the economy, we must first fix the lives of people. Your lives must be fixed in order to fix the economy. That is why we are determined to retool our people in preparation to take advantage of existing and new opportunities in our economy. We are determined to encourage and invest in small business development to the $100 million fund to help start and expand businesses. It was only this morning, for my Facebook Live turning point, I sat with a young man in Sandy Point, and he spoke about how he was able to build his business, and our government should be able to assist other young persons with becoming employers, with becoming entrepreneurs in this country. We understand that proper housing is an issue that we must prioritize. And so the building of 1,000 houses which are climate resilient within the first term, that is a priority for us, and that is my agenda. Again, I want to reiterate that to fix the economy, we must fix the lives of people. Because in fixing the lives of those who want a house to live in, to live more comfortable, we will also be fixing the economy by creating jobs for people. That is how you ensure that the economy grows, by fixing the lives of people. Again, this dream of transforming the Federation, this dream of cutting back wastage, this dream of setting our priorities right so that investors will come back and dreams will come back, will only be achieved if PAM is given a solid mandate here in St. Kitts. A solid mandate means that in Constituency 1, you vote for Shani. In Constituency 2, you vote for Jonelle. In number 3, you vote for Milo. In number 4, you vote for Lindsay. In number 6, you vote for Troy. In number 7, you vote for Lincoln. And in number 8, you vote for Chesley. That is the solid mandate that we must receive from you, the people. That is why voting for every single PAM candidate is important. And we all bring different skill sets to the table, but we are united in one vision, that we can ensure better days for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. We are aligned on the vision that we're fair share for all is more than a catchphrase. That is why August 5th is not just about change. August 5th is about renewal. The spirit of this federation must be revived. The soul of this community must be revived. The life of our people must be revived. The choice in this election is clear. Who is best able, best willing, and best placed to fight for your interests? This is not a fight about power for me, but a fight about empowerment of you, the people. People must be at the center of every single thing that we do. For we understand that we make our individual lives better when we make the lives of other people better. Friday, August 5th is Liberation Day. Wake up early. Go to the polls early. They will do all sorts of things to frustrate you. They will slow down the lines. They will tell you that you're at the wrong polling station. This is all part of the tactics to hold on to power. Do not allow them to frustrate you. Stay the course. Vote PAM. Mark your X by the hat, for better days are coming for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Good evening and God bless you.
A man with a brand new case and understand this election. We going with PAM. We voting Sean Richards. Lord, go tell everybody he's the best man for we country. Right now, we need a strong leader, a man who could make things better. From Sandy Point to Frigate Bay, Sean is the man to lead the way. We just need a caring person, someone with a hopeful vision. So anybody asks who that is, Sean from St. Kitts. We voting for Sean Richards. Lord, a man with a brand new case and understand this election. We going with PAM. We voting Sean Richards. Lord, go tell everybody he's the best man for we country. Who we voting for? We keeping the peace. Step for everybody. Better housing solution. Fixing healthcare and
love you, and I could tell you love us too. We feel you, we could feel your loving pushing through. Just know we vote for you. You need to light up the play field from way, light it up, pave the roads them from way, pave it up, build new stations from way, build it up. You know we voting for you. Land team unity, buy back land, money pay back, house build up, school fix up. Sean get from way, Sean get from way. We like it like this, just like this. We like it like this, just like this.
Video.
Sean Richards, the best leader. All you come, true. You go bring your friends, I go bring my friends, and we friends will all vote together. Cause Sean is the best man for the country, the best leader for we. We voting for Sean Richards, Lord. A man with a brand new case and understand this election. We going with PAM. We voting Sean Richards. We country. Right now, we need a strong leader, a man who could make things better. From Sandy Point to Frigate Bay, Sean is the man to lead the way. We just need a caring person, someone with a hopeful vision. So anybody else who that is, Sean from St. Kitts. We voting for Sean Richards, Lord. A man with a brand new case and understand this election. We going with PAM. We voting Sean Richards. Who we voting for? We keeping the peace. Step for everybody. Better housing solution. Fixing healthcare and employment. Whoa! Time to vote. Time to vote. Time to vote. Time to vote. We voting for Sean Richards, Lord.
Today begins the new future of St. Kitts and Nevis. Today, we look to PAM and CCM to restore stability and continuity of the programs of good governance and prosperity for all. Today, we turn to new leadership and away from a path of destruction and control by one family. From today, we put country above self. Today, we turn to PAM and CCM, who represent the best hope for the future of St. Kitts and Nevis. Vote PAM and CCM under the trusted leadership of the Honorable Sean Richards.
Together we stand, brothers. Together we...
Members and friends, Sean is an exemplary leader and a statesman. You've heard from him. There's none like him in St. Kitts Nevis. He is well suited to becoming our next Prime Minister. And just like you, I can't wait till August 6th. Pamites, our tomorrow will be brighter than our today. Translated, August 6th will be brighter than July 21st. So I encourage you, I admonish you to vote for the movement. Vote PAM by putting your X by the hat in constituencies in St. Kitts from constituency 1 to constituency 8. And in Nevis, vote CCM by putting your X by the hammer in 9, 10, and 11. Now for some housekeeping matters. We outside every day, canvassing, hitting the pavement, ensuring that we get all the voters to vote for PAM. On Saturday 23rd, meet up in constituency 1, James Herbert Street, Taylors, from 4 to 8. And in challengers, in constituency number 4, challengers hard court from 4 to 8. On the same Saturday, whistle stop in SP, where the best be. No gimmicks? No gimmicks? I can't hear you. No gimmicks? All right. And Tuesday, 26 July. What day is that? I can't hear you. Let me say it loud so the rest of them hear us wherever the nomination day is when? Tuesday, 26. And you're going to do your thing. Somebody says some of our candidates coming on horses back. I true that? And Shani coming in a limousine. They say Troy coming from a farm on a donkey. Boy, I tell you. But anyway, we're having activities in all constituencies on nomination day. And from 4 p.m., meet up at Fig Tree. That's in SP, no gimmicks? And so I ask you to stay tuned to all of our other events. The movement of the people, the People's Action Movement, and CCM, Concerned Citizens Movement, must win. So I hope you all got your nice dandy and your jacket and tie and so for August 6th. And we're having a big, help me say big rally on Monday in Green Tree. In Green Tree. All right. I made an error. In number 8, Connery. Connery Monday. Let me say again. Big rally in Connery on Monday. And then our manifesto launch. When we talk about manifesto only, PAM and CCM got the best one for the people, of the people. And so our manifesto launch is on Tuesday in number 4. I said that. So that was a little mistake. So let me say it again for clarity. Saturday, we have link up in number 1 and link up in number 4. That's Saturday. Saturday also in SP where the best be, we have a whistle stop. Then Monday, a big rally in Connery. That's number 8. And Tuesday, the launch of the movement manifesto. That's PAM and CCM, and that will be in number 4. Stay tuned to our activities. Come out in your numbers. Get home safe, and we love you bad. We love you, we love you, we love you. No gimmicks. No gimmicks. Next election, Sean is the Prime Minister. Love you, people. All right.
Good friend better than pocket money. We believe in a loyalty.